Hey guys, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, dealing with the kids that I mentor. It kind of goes along with accountability, but it's a lot deeper than that. And that's the subject of distraction. So I've found in my life, and believe me, I've been guilty of this myself, but it's always easier to distract ourselves to avoid the more pressing issues in life. And a lot of times we distract ourselves just so we don't have to sit in silence. Because a lot of the time we know that if we take the time to sit in silence, a lot of these problems, these insecurities, these things that we've been neglecting in our lives oftentimes come to the surface and rear their ugly head, for lack of a better word. But it really forces us to kind of engage with those things, and it's always easier to avoid the problem. Now, avoiding our problems and distractions, it's kind of a segue into things like addiction. If we let these habits become so far gone that they are a negative force in our life, and that habit becomes an addiction. And this manifests in different ways for different people. Whether it be social media is a big one for a lot of the women, especially. Video games is especially bad for the men. And a lot of times these things that we're replacing our time with, they are designed to keep you from thinking about the bigger issues, to keep you from thinking about the things that would essentially improve your life in a lot of ways. And it's always easier to just, put a thought away, or put an uncomfortable truth, or put these things away from our conscious mind. It's a lot easier when we are always being distracted. However, if any of you have ever sat alone with no stimuli in a room and just sat with your thoughts, you'll know, one, how uncomfortable that can be if you have things that you're neglecting in your life. However, on the other side of that coin, if you are able to sit without any stimuli and just take in what is going on, take in your thoughts, what is happening in your life, and acknowledge and bring attention to those things, and you feel at peace, more times than not, that means that you are taking care of business in your life, and you're not pushing things away to deal with a later time. I see it all the time with people that I work with directly, and we have a tendency to just push things off. We always think that it's going to be easier to deal with if we just push it off a little bit longer. And I don't know where this justification comes from. I don't know if it's we tell ourselves a lie of, oh, well, I'll deal with that down the road because I'll be a stronger, better person. I mean, I doubt that's it, but maybe subconsciously that's what we're trying to tell ourselves. But really, if we're being honest, a lot of times it just comes from the fear of the unknown. It gives us anxiety, not wanting to deal with an issue, whatever it may be, directly. And we'll go back to those distractions. So my challenge for all of you guys is to really just engage with yourself. Do yourself a favor and have the uncomfortable thoughts now. Have the uncomfortable conversations now. Go through the struggle now so that you can begin that healing process, so that you can begin moving past that to the next part in your life. Don't let a minor issue, a minor crossroads in your life keep getting pushed off and pushed off and pushed off, being built up into something bigger than it is. Because the only thing that you're doing is one, you're devaluing yourself because you're allowing these stressors to remain in your life longer than necessary. And then on top of that, you need to have more respect for yourself. You need to have more trust in yourself that you can tackle whatever task it is at hand that you're attempting to push off or that you're attempting to distract yourself from. So like I said, guys, my challenge for you is I would love everyone who's watching this to take some time later today and really just engage with yourself, away from any distractions, whatever that may be for you. Engage with yourself, find out what you're really thinking, and on top of that, if we can acknowledge that these things are going on in our life, then we can begin to acknowledge that we can beat them. But you have to draw attention to it. You have to remove yourself from distractions, and you got to actually know yourself. So that is my challenge for you guys. Hey, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you at the next one.